my heart for a moment, I want to extend my gratitude to all of you who have given me the opportunity to be here and have helped to grow me in my pro-life beliefs and in my convictions, and have aided me in being able to articulate what I believe. And it's truly through these banquets and through the Right to Life of Indianapolis that I'm where I am today, and I believe what I do believe. I began to do the essay contest in 7th grade. I was able to come to the banquets every year since 7th grade, and it has really grown my passion for the preborn and the elderly and the disabled, and has given me a passion to go into the medical field and be an occupational therapist, to serve those who may seem less than because they're disabled. And so I want to extend my gratitude to people like Mary Doherty and Tom Contracts and Happy Homemarker and Happy Price and my parents, Scott and Joanne, and all the rest of you who have invested in my life. And I want to thank you to all the students who are here, who are just like me, who are passionate about life and are willing to come and really stand up for what we believe. And so it's really our generation that you guys have poured into our lives, and now we're able to go out and to spread the truth and the word of life. And so this speech is entitled Expose the Darkness. And so that's why we're here to spread truth and expose the darkness and be advocates of life. 56,960,000 in counting. That's the number of abortions performed in America since 1973, Roe versus Wade. Now, to put this vast number in perspective, just imagine with me for a moment. 71 cities, besides Indianapolis, gone. Or picture 700 Lucas Oil stadiums packed to capacity, vanish. Or envision the largest 100 cities in the United States, including Chicago, Houston, LA, New York City, empty. Why? Because of abortion, the genocide which has been birthed in our generation. And the midwife has been Planned Parenthood, America's largest abortion provider. It's a corporation that's been shrouded in deception and in lies. Americans have been told that Planned Parenthood cares about women's rights and women's health, but we've been too easily deceived by their semantics. We are here today to pull back the curtain and expose the lies that have shielded our eyes from the truth. The first lie that is being promoted by Planned Parenthood is that their primary concern is women's health. Well, let me tell you a story about a woman named Abby Johnson. You may know her. Abby, as a college student, decided to spend her life serving underprivileged young women in crisis. She first volunteered with Planned Parenthood and eventually became the director of a facility in Texas because they told her that they wanted to decrease the number of abortions, help underprivileged young women, and give them safe and effective health care. However, as finances tightened in the corporation, she became increasingly uncomfortable with the demand for more and more abortions. The truth that she discovered is that Planned Parenthood's primary concern was not the health of women, but rather it is a lucrative business based on abortion. We can see from the numbers that their primary concern is not the health of women, but rather they're selling abortions to raise profits, and that's their primary goal. 98% of the pregnant women coming to Planned Parenthood for counsel choose abortion over adoption. And according to Life News, from 2005 to 2006, Planned Parenthood made over $902 million and sold over 250,000 abortions. Also, if Planned Parenthood's main goal was women's health, they would not have been discovered covering up the sexual abuse of young women and the trafficking of young girls, as evidenced by live actions undercover videos which have been released in the past few months and this past year. To add insult upon injury, our tax dollars accounted for 34% of Planned Parenthood's income, which is why several states, including Indiana, and even our federal government, have fought for and will continue to fight for the defunding of Planned Parenthood. Including a supposed women's health agenda, the second line that's being promoted is that every woman has a right to have access to government-subsidized, affordable health care. So woman's rights regarding abortion. Is it a woman's inalienable right to choose to have an abortion, to choose to abort her child? Decidedly no. Why? Well, every human being has the freedom to choose between right and wrong, but every choice we make comes with consequences and responsibilities. However, once our choices endanger the life of another individual, we no longer have a right to that option. However, the first choice that should be made should not be whether or not to have an abortion. The first choice that should be made is whether or not to remain abstinent before marriage. Because every choice that we make comes with a consequence. Our rights and our choices come with responsibilities. And once we've chosen to create a child, we cannot refuse to accept those consequences or refuse that child's right to life. The third deception is Planned Parenthood's agenda to normalize abortion as a legitimate choice through the use of specific terminology. You can read for yourself, as I did on the Planned Parenthood website, how they describe abortion and its effects. One example is that any abortion facility is referred to as a clinic, which gives the impression that health care is provided in this location. Also, in regards to abortion itself, they describe it as a, quote, safe and effective medical procedure that ends a pregnancy, end quote. They continue with a brief description of this procedure, explaining that the uterus is emptied of any tissue during the process and it only takes 5 to 10 minutes. Do you hear the vocabulary? Procedure versus abortion. Tissue versus baby. Ending of a pregnancy versus the loss of motherhood. Recently, a good friend of mine was confused by their marketing. He asked me, now, is Planned Parenthood pro-life or pro-choice? Because with a name like Planned Parenthood, you'd think they'd be pro-family, pro-parenting. I encourage you to continually ask questions like that, such as, what do you mean by that? And what is your definition of that, so that you will not be deceived or caught off guard? See, it's semantics that can shape thought, and twisted terminology can lead us to legitimize atrocities such as abortion. And that's why we're here today, to expose the lies and the darkness, such as Planned Parenthood's money-making agenda, their disregard for the rights of women and the preborn, and their misleading semantics. However, we are not without hope, and we must continually pray without ceasing.
I'll be right with you.
What inspires us to pray in seeming despair? It's the stories of hope and of change, of God bringing up new legislators who are willing to support and defend and talk about pro-life legislation, or women like Abby Johnson who are seeing the light and stepping down from their Planned Parenthood positions. That is what inspires us to pray. And my challenge to all of us today, including myself, is to not give up hope or be overcome by the lies and the deception that surrounds us. Because darkness cannot overcome the light. Truth has the final victory, and that truth, that will set us free. Thank you.